Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, and I apologize for the noise. My washing machine is going. Today's video will be different. I don't know if I'm pulling cards today, and this is a video about listening to the universal signs. And based on my personal experience and something I am going through right now in real time. And I rarely share really personal things on here, but I just thought it was necessary to do. So by all means, if this is not for you, feel free to just skip right on over it. So I will start by saying, at the beginning of the year, I had said to myself, my schedule needs to change. Now, I don't know if all of you know, I'm a yoga teacher. So I teach 6 classes a week at the bare minimum. Last couple of weeks, there have been 8 classes a week. I clean offices and I do this. I pull tarot cards. I have other things that I do. So my schedule has been conflicting lately for me. It's been a lot. And when you put something out to the universe will speak to you. And 2 things have happened this week. One directly and one directly to me and one part of my family. So I went to teach a class on Wednesday, and there was a note signed by my supervisor, one of my supervisors. I have several. And it had something to do, it was not a big deal, about the computer system, and I had to reboot the computer a couple weeks ago because it wasn't working, and it said, don't reboot the computer system. It messes up for the other instructors at the microphone. Well, I knew looking at the note it wasn't for my director or one of my supervisors, and I also knew who wrote the note. Okay, I taught my class, and this is on Wednesday, so there's a little bit of a timeline here. I sent the note, a copy of it, to one of my supervisors whose name was on it, and she said, no, I wasn't even there. I didn't write the note. I didn't even know that there was a problem with the microphone. So anyway, she was doing some research. We had a nice long conversation. So that's Wednesday. So this is already like, okay, maybe I do need to change my schedule here at this location. Thursday, I'm there, I'm teaching. When I leave, there's a message from my cousin. Now, I have a lot of cousins. This is my dad's side of the family. That another cousin of ours had been in a really bad crash. And it wasn't good. He was airlifted to a trauma hospital in the area. And he had a stroke. He had multiple broken bones. And he had no brainwave activity. So, yeah. So that they were kind of waiting for his daughters, they're all kind of there at the hospital, at the trauma center, deciding like what are they going to do at this point? Right? How long will they, keep this going? So a lot of traumatic things, right? Now one is about family and one is about work. But they both have universal messages, right? Like what is really important to you? Where does your focus and attention need to go? And have you been putting it there? So I reached out to my one supervisor whose name was on the note. And I said, hey, listen, just to let you know, like my cousin was in a bad accident. He's not expected to make it. So if I need to take off at the last minute, I'm giving you a heads up. And she said, no, I understand, that's fine. And she said, oh, by the way, as far as the other incident, she decided not to do anything about it. She's just going to leave it go. I'm like, okay. Now, I'm in New Jersey. In New Jersey, it is not legal for someone to sign a supervisor's name to a note or a memo without the supervisor's permission. And I don't want anything bad or big to happen. But I did want some type of corrective action, even some kind of a training. Like if you have a problem with something, you cannot pretend to be the supervisor and write a note on our behalf. Like if you just bring it to our attention and we will deal with it. And this person chose that. I was hoping that would be the case, but it wasn't. So the feeling is like, I've been there 17 years. 17 years at the same place. I don't miss. I show up. I'm on time. I'm one of the instructors that are on time, or there's a lot of instructors who are always late. And that's not tooting my horn. I'm just saying I have been a faithful employee, and I feel like the value of what I put in isn't there. And I'm not saying by any means that this supervisor did not give it great consideration, because when I talked to her, it was really heavy in her heart. But I do feel like there should have been some type of corrective action. Again, not big action, but some type of training as to what to do if you're having a problem with the equipment and you think someone has broken a piece of equipment, bring it to their attention. But that was not what happened. Thursday, again, that was my result from Wednesday's incident. I taught 3 classes on Thursday. One I was subbing, so it was a busy day, and it was a very emotional day. And during my last class is when I got the message that my cousin had passed. They had taken him off life support and he had passed. So why am I talking about this? Because this is a very personal thing, and I'm not naming any names for anybody because it's not fair to anyone involved. But when you know inside of you that something needs to shift and change, and you're not making the changes, and I talk about making the changes all the time, right? The universe will then send you things, and it sent me a series of things, right? One directed at me and one as a family unit thing. So it's really a time for me to take a look at where is my focus best suited for me, and where do I want to go from here? What do I want to do? Now, I'm not making any harsh or rash decisions. This one place, I work for a gym that has multiple locations, and I work at several different locations. So there's one location that this other instructor is at. They're shutting down for 2 weeks. They're renovating the place, so I won't be running into her, and I will have space in my calendar to figure out what I want to do and what kind of schedule works better for me. So I might have to shift some things around, rearrange, or maybe give something up. And so again, the universe really shows up for you. And the class that I subbed, the last class I taught I was subbing that class. And I told them, some of them know me and some of them don't. And I told them, I said, you showed up for class for yourself tonight, but ultimately you also showed up for me. I needed them to be there, unknowingly, right? So here's the thing, like the universe talks in a lot of different ways and many different languages. So if you think you're going to a yoga class or to the gym to do, for yourself, yeah, do that. But let's not underestimate that sometimes when you show up, you're also showing up for the people in the room, the other members of the gym, or wherever it is you're going. And sometimes you're also showing up for the instructor who had a very heavy heart and had been crying all day. So listen to the signs. I don't know what choices I'm going to be making, but I'm going to be making some changes. And this morning, this is Saturday, I walked out of my condo. I live in a condo, and all the doors look the same. And I walk out, and there's a note, the butterfly, taped to my door. And there's the back of it. I have not opened it. As you can see, it's still sealed. Now, it is possible this is for someone else, because in our building, all the doors look alike. And even if you have the address, the numbers of the address, they're metal, but they are painted the same color as the trim. When they come around and paint the trim, they just paint right over the numbers. So it's kind of hard to tell. So this may or may not be for me. I have not opened it. I got this morning when I left at 8:15. And it is, what time is it now? 1 o'clock, 1:07. So maybe I'll open that I'll open that later. But it's there. But butterflies, right? So if this is for me, somebody who knows me, butterfly is a sign of transformation. So this is really about listening to the universe. Let's just pull a couple of cards. Listening to the universe. When you know inside of you, you need to make a choice or a change. And you don't. The universe will give you signs. And these are pretty big. One is specifically directed to me. And one is a familial thing. So that kind of guides like where my next choice should be, or where I'm going, or where my focus should be more applied to. So if you're watching this, thank you for watching. Everyone is going through something. So just be kind. And another personal note, like, slow the fuck down. Where are you going? He was on his motorcycle and a truck just ran him over. Just slow down. Sorry. Slow down. Because wherever it is you're going, it's not worth killing yourself or somebody else over. Just stop. Just stop. And we also have a lot of planetary shifts, right? We just had a harsh squaring. Oh, goodness. And now we have Venus and Jupiter kissing in the sky, like the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. So a lot of harmony. And this is about relationships. So again, all of this is about relationships, right? So the relationships that mean something to you. So just pay attention to that. 10 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Strength. 10 of Pentacles, right? This is family. This is where focus is at. This is the grounding. This is the stability. This is the foundation of everything that we are, is our family. The 8 of Swords. Sorry, there was a piece of hair. Sometimes, we get caught up in the world, and myself as well. And this is the work that I do, and I still get caught up in it. And sometimes we can't get a clear picture. I can't exactly see like where we're supposed to be or what we should be doing. But we know if we lean into our hearts, we find the strength to undo, right? Just to undo the things that have kept us blind. So we can get a clearer vision to look forward, to look ahead, to bring us back. Page of Swords, right? To bring us back to the knowing that is within us. I will do your weekly reading. Don't worry about that. I will be on for your weekly reading. This is just a personal journey of mine. So, yeah. Just listen to the universe. Apparently there's a message here for me. And if you want to type in and let me know like your feelings on this message. And some might think, these are just things that happen. Or maybe I always think that there's a much deeper thing. So, okay, everyone. Thank you so much and enjoy your weekend. I will be back on with your weekly reading.